May I say to the United States President, Mr. Trump, please blow your trumpet. Blow your trumpet in a musical way towards the values of unity, peace, cooperation, togetherness, dialogue, which we have always stood for. We are still exchanging blows with the British government. They are using gay gangsters. Each time I pass through London, the gangster regime of Blair expresses its dismay. We are not hungry. Why foist this food upon us? We don't want to be choked. We have enough. Even Satan wasn't gay. He chose to approach unclad Eve instead of unclad Adam. There are things one must do for oneself. Africa must revert to what it was before the imperialists divided it. These are artificial divisions which we, in our Pan-African concept, will seek to remove. In most recent times, as the West started being hostile to us, we deliberately declared a look-east policy. Racism will never end as long as white cars are using black tires. If people still use black to symbolize bad luck and white for peace, if people still wear white clothes at weddings and black clothes at funerals, as long as those who don't pay their bills are blacklisted and not whitelisted. But I don't care as long as I am using the white toilet paper to wipe my ass. The only public place Ghanaian ladies can be romantic is around the ATM machine. Grooming a successor, is it an inheritance? In a democratic party, you don't want leaders appointed that way. They have to be appointed properly by the people. Cooperation and respect for each other will advance the cause of human rights worldwide. Confrontation, vilification, and double standards will not. Some people are contriving ways and means of making us collapse. Treat every part of your towel nicely, because the part that wipes your buttocks today may wipe your face tomorrow. I am glad that Zimbabwe and China speak the same language on many issues. We share the same conviction that only a fair, just, and non-prescriptive world order, based on the principles of the Charter of the United Nations, can deliver the development we all need. You smoke weed and you take some coke. Few minutes after, you hear chew boy in your head. It's a setup. The moment you answer, yay, you are mad. People are free to campaign, and they will be free to vote. There won't be any soldiers, at the queues. Anyone who has the right to vote is free to go and cast his vote anywhere in his own area, in his own constituency. I wish to assure you that there can never be any return to the state of armed conflict which existed before our commitment to peace and the democratic process of election under the Lancaster House Agreement. Only God, who appointed me, will remove me, not the MDC, not the British. Only God will remove me. Dear ladies, if your boyfriend did not wish you a happy Mother's Day, stop breastfeeding him. We have fought for our land. We have fought for our sovereignty. Small as we are, we have won our independence, and we are prepared to shed our blood. So, Blair, keep your England, and let me keep my Zimbabwe. Countries such as the US and Britain have taken it upon themselves to decide for us in the developing world, even to interfere in our domestic affairs, and to bring about what they call regime change. Some of us were embarrassed, if not frightened, by what appeared to be the return of the biblical giant gold Goliath. Are we having a return of Goliath to our midst, who threatens the extinction of other countries? The only white man you can trust is a dead white man. Britain is a very cold, uninhabitable country with small houses. Sometimes you look back at girls you spent money on rather than send it to your mom, and you realize witchcraft is real. We are no longer going to ask for the land, but we are going to take it without negotiating. Let Mr. Bush read history correctly. Let him realize that both personally and in his representative capacity as the current President of the United States, he stands for this civilization, which occupied, which colonized, which incarcerated, which killed. He has much to atone for and very little to lecture us on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. His hands drip with innocent blood of many nationalities. Stay with us. Please remain in this country and constitute a nation based on national unity. We of Africa protest that, in this day and age, we should continue to be treated as lesser human beings than other races. Was it not enough punishment and suffering in history that we were uprooted and made helpless slaves, not only in new colonial outposts, but also domestically? We pride ourselves as being top, really, on the African ladder. We feel that we have actually been advancing rather than going backwards. And to those of you who do not actually go to church but watch it on TV, you will not actually go to heaven, but you will be allowed to watch it on TV. When one's goat gets missing, the aroma of a neighbor's soup gets suspicious. Our small and peaceful country is threatened daily by covetous and bigoted big powers whose hunger for domination and control of other nations and their resources knows no bounds. South Africans will kick down a statue of a white man, but won't even attempt to slap a live one. Yet they can stone to death a black man simply because he is a foreigner. The white man is not indigenous to Africa. Africa is for Africans. Zimbabwe is for Zimbabweans. The land is ours. It's not European and we have taken it. We have given it to the rightful people. Those of white extraction who happen to be in the country and are farming are welcome to do so, but they must do so on the basis of equality. We don't mind having sanctions banning US from Europe. We are not Europeans. We have said the first step was to designate the land, inform the owners, and the second would be to get the responses from the owners, and this will be openly done. Zimbabwe will never be a colony again. If you are a lady and you don't respect men, you will end up serving jollof at your younger sister's wedding. The only warning the African takes seriously is low battery. Cricket civilises people and creates good gentlemen. I want everyone to play cricket in Zimbabwe. I want ours to be a nation of gentlemen. We are living in a generation where people in love are free to touch each other's private parts, but are not allowed to touch each other's phones because they are private. It may be necessary to use methods other than constitutional ones. We equally reject attempts to prescribe new rights that are contrary to our values, norms, traditions, and beliefs. We are not gays. Whenever things seem to start going well in your life, the devil comes and gives you a girlfriend. Mandela has gone a bit too far in doing good to the non-black communities. That's being too saintly, too good, too much of a saint. We ask, was he born out of homosexuality? We need continuity in our race, and that comes from the woman, and no to homosexuality. John and John, no. Maria and Maria, no. They are worse than dogs and pigs. I keep pigs and the male pig knows the female one. I am still the Hitler of the time. This Hitler has only one objective: justice for his people, sovereignty for his people, recognition of the independence of his people and their rights over their resources. If that is Hitler, then let me be Hitler tenfold. 10 times, that is what we stand for. We have this American president, Obama, born of an African father, who is saying we will not give you aid if you don't embrace homosexuality. We ask, was he born out of homosexuality? We need continuity in our race, and that comes from the woman, and no to homosexuality. I stopped trusting ladies when my class 3 girlfriend left me for another boy, all because he bought a sharpener with a mirror. Zimbabwe has lots of safaris, but very few are African. Most are white-owned. In our region, we have the most safaris and animals. Our people cannot keep suffering. True, some land was bought by a few cabinet ministers. They bought the land. No minister, to my knowledge, acquired land which was meant for resettlement. I have been given a list of 35 white farmers in Mashonaland West alone. We say no to whites owning our land, and they should go. They can own companies and apartments, but not the soil. It is ours, and that message should ring loud and clear in Britain and the United States. Zimbabwe is for Zimbabweans. So are its resources. It is hard to bewitch African girls these days. Each time you take a piece from her hair to the witch doctor, either a Brazilian innocent woman gets mad or a factory in China catches fire. I have died many times. I have actually beaten Jesus Christ because he only died once. So, Blair, keep your England, and let me keep my Zimbabwe. Some women's legs are like rumors, they keep on spreading. Our economy is 100 times better than the average African economy. Outside South Africa, what country is Zimbabwe? What is lacking now are goods on the shelves, that is all. Our votes must go together with our guns. After all, any vote we shall have been the product of the gun. The gun which produces the vote should remain its security officer, its guarantor. The people's votes and the people's guns are always inseparable twins. If you like schoolgirls, buy a uniform for your wife to wear for you. I've just concluded, since President Obama endorses the same-sex marriage, advocates homosexual people, and enjoys an attractive countenance, thus if it becomes necessary, I shall travel to Washington, D.C., get down on my knee, and ask his hand. Our party must continue to strike fear in the heart of the white man, our real enemy. Some girls have never seen the doors of a gym, but look physically fit because of running from one man to another. If the choice were made, one for us to lose our sovereignty and become a member of the Commonwealth, or remain with our sovereignty and lose the membership of the Commonwealth, I would say let the Commonwealth go.